Well, hello, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Paul?
Doing great. Thank you so much. So happy to have you on with us today because we got a lot of questions. It's such a crazy movie,
Thank you.
but probably incredibly fun to film, right?
Oh, it was. Absolutely. Absolutely was.
Yeah, and so you worked on a lot of films and you have a lot of memories from sets. But what do you think will just stand out to you about this one? Because I was just thinking, man, like some of these shots must have been like a little bit insane to do, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of the river crossing work was, I wouldn't say insane, but was definitely a lot of fun to shoot. I mean, we're trying to, I mean, initially we weren't going to even do it, and Clive was like, "No, no, no, I'm crossing that river," and so we got all the safety people out and everything in there, and he just went for it. So I think what the fun was is that we would take a scene, and while we were scouting, we would just walk a path and be like, "Oh, we could do it in this cool little nook. You could do it over here." I mean, it was unlimitless kind of cool locations that if you were trying to do this on a stage, you'd take forever to build and figure out, but nature just provided it. And that was
Yeah.
cool.
And Clive is great, but you had to have the right guy for this. How did you know that he was it? I mean, amongst the great cast.
I started off with kind of a list of 10, and we just kept paring it down. And Clive, I kept putting on the top because, I mean, I really enjoyed him as Rollo. I thought his role, as Rollo and Vikings was phenomenal, and then, he'd taken the TV show, he was real strong in that. And so I was like, man, this guy needs, he needs some leading men shots. And then his agents start telling us, oh yeah, he's interviewing to play Bond, the next Bond. And needless to say, he didn't get it, but the fact that he was even on the table was amazing. So, and he deserves it, because once I got him on set and met him, the guy's 150% every take. He just doesn't stop. And that was refreshing to not have to worry about, is he going to give it to me this time? And he did every time. So.
Yeah, and then of course you got Jesse and Steven and Alec. You've got a whole and you've got a whole cast of people that are really really interesting. So probably some fun days, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Everybody was on point. It just seemed like everybody was just pushing each other to go there, and it was fun to watch for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so you work on a lot of things and have so much going always at once, which is admirable. And people look up to that and they go, see, now that's what I want to do. I would just want to, crank out these things and make them fast and fun and all that. And what kind of advice do you give to filmmakers that want to do what you do?
It really comes down to your commitment level, and a very strong backbone. I think, the biggest issue with independent filmmaking is you get told no more than yes. And so you just can't let it get to you. And then when you do start to get the traction and you do start to get some films and things going on, you can't let the quote unquote haters, get you down, because there's a lot of people who love to take a film like this and put it up next to Avengers, and it's like, dude, we're not even in the same ballpark. I have their catering budget to make my movie. It's like, so you've really got to grow a strong backbone and just say, I love filmmaking. This is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do every day, and it doesn't matter what everybody thinks, because ultimately it's art, and you have to be an artist, and artists get critiqued, good, bad, ugly, and you got to be willing to weather it all, and then just do what you love. And if you do that, you'll be a happy person and find success. you know.
Yeah, I love that. My co-host Drew Pearson's one of our great Dallas Cowboys, caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame. So we got to ask you your Hail Mary moment, which is that moment in your life or career you just had to go for it and it worked out for you. What do you suppose that was for you?
Um, my Hail Mary moment was definitely right out of film school. I'd done a short film called Blood Moon Rising, and I had a pretty successful construction company with my uncle, I was making really, really good money. I had the boat, the big house, all the cars, all that jazz. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. And I got out of film school, kept working for a bit, and then had an opportunity to make the feature Blood Moon Rising. Had some land developers say, "Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of money." And so I went for it. I said, "Fine, no more of this construction stuff. I'm just going to go to the movies. I'm going to go to filmmaking. I'm going to do what my heart tells me I need to do." And I went for it. And I had the great support of my wife, and it worked out. It ultimately worked out. But, you sometimes you do have to just, run for that goal line and hope you catch it. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm glad it did work out. And so, of course, part of that is that mindset that you have to have. Is there something that you keep in mind that keeps you on the right path, even when things are tough?
It's a passion, it's a drive. And now that my children are getting older, I look at them and they're getting passionate about it and they have a drive to do the same thing. And so it's like it's passing the torch, and hoping that their success, definitely is bigger than mine. And so it becomes and so yeah, it's about passion and drive and just this is what I do. This is what I'll do, and until God takes me. So, and that's really where it's at. So.
Love it. And last thing, of course, hey, I know you always have a lot of things going on. What do you have coming up next? Because I can't wait to see what kind of crazy good stuff you have coming.
So I've got a few in the hopper. I've got another film for Lionsgate come out in February. It's Stephen Dorff, Nicolas Cage, and Heather Graham, and that's a Western called The Gunslingers. And again, it's a big ensemble cast. I've got Randall Batinkoff, Costas Mandelar, William McNamara, just all these great ensemble actors again that kind of came out for me. Cooper Barnes, Captain Man. So we've got all these great guys, in the cast, and yeah, I'm looking forward to show that one. I just saw the assembly cut, and I'm really stoked. The guy that's cutting it is phenomenal, and that one's going to be cool. It's cool. So.
Amazing. Can't wait for it. Well, thank you so much for making this. We needed some good entertainment right now. It's a crazy time in the world, so it's a perfect time for something like this to come on. We can just, enjoy it, and have some fun watching some things blow up and craziness ensues, right?
That's right. That's right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay,
Take
thank you.
care.
Okay, bye-bye.